Assalamu alaikum. Peace be upon you. I am deeply thankful for the gracious invitation extended to join with you in this remarkable 69th Jalsa Salana. I want to personally thank your National Director of Public Affairs, Amjad Khan, who together with all the members of the Batal Hamid Mosque in Chino, California, befriended my city, the city of San Bernardino, following the disastrous terrorist attack on December 2nd of 2015 that took the lives of 14 of our neighbors and wounded 24 others. Together with members of other Southern California mosques, they contributed to a fund for the victims. I had the honor of chairing the program for United Way. We raised some $2.5 million for the families of the victims, and the largest single contributor to that fund for the victims were people from the Muslim community. Shortly thereafter, I invited Amjad to join a Christian study group in our city as we examined the history of Islam and the principles of the Muslim faith. Perfectly suited to be your Director of Public Affairs, this quality educator and adjunct professor at UCLA Law School and his colleagues at the Chino Mosque helped our church as well as our entire city understand the Ahmadiyya Muslim community's interpretation of the Prophet Muhammad's teachings, may peace and blessings be upon him, and the words of your holy book, the Quran. And here's the good news. In the months that followed, through further dialogue, visits to the Chino Mosque, and to churches in our city, we came to a deeper understanding and appreciation of our respective faiths. In the last 18 months, we have celebrated interfaith services together, enjoyed dinners together, and even a woman's tea. In short, we have become trusted friends. But worldwide, there is mounting bad news. As tracked by the GIS mapping technology company ESRI in Redlands, California, so far this year, there have been 679 terrorist attacks in all corners of the globe, taking the lives of over 4,000 people. All of humankind trembles as we respond to these increasing acts of terrorism, the tragic consequence of extreme religious, ethnic, and cultural hatred of the kind that terrorized our city. As one who has spent his entire adult life devoted to the principles of a democratic society and the rule of law, here is my greatest nightmare. The fear and trembling induced by frequent terrorist attacks on innocents around the globe has led to the rise of autocratic political leaders, both in America and around the world, that openly traffic in religious and cultural fear-mongering, xenophobia, and paranoia. In their leadership, we are witnessing a retreat from the values that define democracies, such as tolerance, transparency, rule of law, respect for human dignity, and the diversity of human cultures. I firmly believe that all religions speak of and encourage us to embrace the liberal values of peace, compassion, justice, and the interconnection of life. Our religions provide us with the critical wisdom to restrain our dangerous propensities of greed and materialism. I agree with the brilliant Polish philosopher Leszek Kolakowski that survival of our religious heritage is a condition of the survival of civilization. But civilization's survival is being threatened today by extremist perversion of our religious values. As religious people of differing faiths, our challenge is to find a common prophetic voice to fight radicalization that leads to acts of terrorism and the responding fear that can destroy the values that undergird our democratic institutions. It's hard work to preserve the values in democracy in the face of terrorism. Fear and ignorance are the most powerful tools of a despotic leader. It does not suffice to simply decry rising demagogic populism. We must constantly reach out to all people, especially those that feel excluded or looked down upon, to let them know that they count, that they are equal citizens. Democracies like our own must be constantly buttressed from within by education about the values of freedom and an understanding and respect for our diverse religious teachings. It's the very thing that you are doing in your True Islam campaign against terrorism, reaching out to the broad community through education, through lectures, and coffees, and teas, and study groups, telling the story of Islam as you understand your faith, peace-loving, rejecting all forms of terrorism, advocating freedom of conscience, freedom of religion, freedom of speech, separation of mosque and state, and recognizing that no religion can monopolize salvation. I commend your community as a critically important reform movement within Islam, combating extremism and radicalization by teaching moderation, restraint, respect, and advancing the peacemaking lessons of the Prophet Muhammad. May God bless you with success in this great endeavor. Thank you very much.